Hey everybody, this is Mari St. Francis coming to you with a heart talk. Very real, very raw, very serious in a sense that it comes seriously from my heart and it's raw. If you're looking for a motivational 30 seconds, you should stop this video now because I'm at 20 seconds and I don't have anything motivational for you yet. I want to take you on a very kind of timeline journey. Wow, a hawk just flew right by the car. That's amazing. I am in right outside New York City, driving from the end of an event where I served as a sort of a trainer, a coach, trainer in training, if you will. Personal development weekend that's exclusive for men. We had 5 men. It's very intense. It's very powerful. It's very effective. It's very real. Incredible breakthroughs, and it's an honor to serve and to be in that capacity. I got lost on my drive home right now. My GPS is set to avoid toll roads, and I was wondering why I was going through a town. And my heart has been it's been aching in a good way. I've been in what people call flow state, where you're just inspired, motivated, words are flowing. I've been recording a lot of just personal notes using my Siri, my audio recorder. And I'm thinking, I'm so mad. I don't know how much time I'm losing. I'm going through side roads and back roads. That's what I get for recording these audios, which now I'm doing a video, but audios of what's coming next. I've been talking about 2018, having an amazing series of events that I am going to be running and leading and inviting only a few men to, and having exclusive events. We were thinking about women as well, but I just don't know that it's going to fit. I've been watching Raul, who in some ways has been my coach and mentor, has been the leader of an amazing group of men in a mastermind. And he opened his events to men and women, and it just didn't, it wasn't as effective as it is now. And so I'd like to learn from him and not make the same mistakes, or just take advantage of what he learned and implement them right away. So I've been spitting out these audios, and I did not listen or check my GPS because it's enough to be recording audio and driving out of New York City. And I happened to just come across a very interesting place, which I'll show you in a few minutes, so stay tuned. You know, in my experience, and I've been on every continent except for Antarctica, I have spoken to well over, I don't know, 150,000 people, maybe. No, couldn't be that. Maybe reached out to that many through television and radio and magazines that people have heard my stories, my teachings, my reflections. But I would say, one large event was 8,000, and then I did 50 other events around the world in a span of 3 years. So ranging from 15 people to 800 people, 2,000 people, and then the 8,000 event. And I also go to the World Youth Day events, which have 2 million, but I'm not a speaker at them. But anyhow, my point is, I've got a little bit of experience and insight. Been all around the world. Model as an actor, that's how I made my claim to fame, if you will. Many of you guys know that. I say it just to catch up anybody who's new. And while I laid there bleeding with my bones sticking out, I had a big God experience in Colombia, South America, when I was at the height of my career and just did a soap opera appearance on like the top soap opera in South America. I had a God moment. I made a promise to God. He came through, and I did not come through on my deal. Later, I had another accident, a motorcycle accident. Prayed to God while I was flying through the air, and my life was saved. I landed on my feet, which is a rare thing to do when you're slamming into a car and you go over it. And I never followed through with my side of the bargain. Had a car accident, drunk driving accident. I'm in the back seat. We crashed. Somehow God spoke to me through an angel, through my subconscious, whatever you want to call it, and I put on my seatbelt. Split second before impact, saved my life. And I started to get open to God and be like, dude, you're trying to talk to me clearly. So what do you have for me? And well, that's my book. That's my series of talks. Those are my conferences, the description of what happened next. But let's just suffice to say that I experienced God and continually continue to experience him and have a personal relationship with him. And being a Christian is pretty stupid. You're going to be called stupid and foolish, and people are right. If you don't have an understanding of what the Bible represents, how it came to be, if you just get your info off of somebody's Google search that then made a meme, that then made a JPEG infographic about, and then put it on a Twitter of 140 characters, and you saw the screenshot about it, yeah, how can you describe something that people study their entire lives? You're going to think we're idiots following a book that was written thousands of years ago. Jesus was just a prophet. I mean, come on, he's just an enlightened guy. Like Tony Robbins is just a new Jesus. I mean, we're stupid for following Jesus. That's what people will say, right? They're enlightened too now, right? They're enlightened. They learned the way. They drank something, they smoked something, they touched someone, they've been enlightened. So being a Christian, an active one, not by label, one who actually believes everything Jesus said, which is an exclusive offer. It's you're all in or you're not all in. And the problem is we have thousands upon tens of thousands of people who are not all in, go to church occasionally, and if asked, then they hang crosses from their window, their mirror while driving, and really give a bad name to Christians. So when somebody like me shows up and says that I'm a Christian, that's pretty stupid. It's kind of like, oh man, you poor thing, you're like in kindergarten. You should come with me, man. I'm going to show you college. I'm going to show you PhD level stuff, man. I'm going to show you who God really is. It's not a he. You know, it's just this thing, and it's this place, and I say, okay, am I feeling this? Is this right? I don't know. It's God is what you experience, and it's up to you, and everybody has their own personal experience, and that is whatever you've experienced. That is God, and so we start to, as humans, think we can contain God, and then say everyone has their own definition of Him, and they're all right. And if you have an affiliation and consider yourself to be a faithful follower of Jesus Christ and eventually of His people, which is what you call a church and people call a religion, that you're stupid, that you're unenlightened. Well, yeah. If that's your philosophy, if that's your background, we're stupid. We are foolish. St. Paul called himself a fool too. He said, I am a fool for Christ. St. Francis of Assisi was a fool for Christ. And these men are spoken about and revered around the world in over 50 languages for thousands of years. 2,000 years. Jesus, St. Paul, 900 years approximately. St. Francis, I don't know what years he was, but 1,000 years maybe. I'm not sure. I think he was maybe 1300s. Let me tell you how foolish and stupid it is to be a Christian. It's 15 degrees outside. Let me see if my live Oh, we're not transmitting. So I'm driving around wondering what the heck I'm doing in this town. Trying to find the toll road, take me to Washington, D.C. Find a church, and a church is my special home. And even more so, I want to share with you, I was just on a weekend where men are invited to become kings. I'm introduced to you 3 stupid kings. People call them the 3 kings. Casper, Melchizedek, and Balthazar. These men were considered the wisest men. These men were badasses. These men were into all sorts of beliefs, energies, and esoteric different ways of thinking. And their traditions, their ways of truth, their ways of enlightenment led them to bring the greatest of gifts of gold, frankincense, and myrrh to the stupidest of things. God made man. That is a stupid concept. That is not a bestseller. That's not a good book. It's not a good movie script. This is ridiculous. That 3 wise men, so-called the 3 kings. See the guys with the dot on his forehead? You see these men with these crowns humbling themselves before the most ridiculous of things. A baby. A human child. It's about 18 degrees out here. And he wasn't born in Connecticut or Pennsylvania, wherever I am. It was warmer where he was there in Nazareth. Even nature, a star marked and even moved with them in their caravans, leading them to say some event has happened in the universe. The universe is marking something epic. Do you believe this story? Do you believe this shenanigans? 3 wise men, little baby, and that's God. Not just a prophet. That's not what Jesus said about himself. He wasn't a liar. He wasn't crazy. You got 3 options. The 3 famous options. Jesus was either a fool, he was a liar, or he was either crazy, a liar, or he is Lord. And if we say that he is Lord, then we're intolerant. If we say he is the way, then we say other people have the wrong way. No, that's not what we're saying. That's what you want to interpret. Some people said that. Yeah, sure. Some people had a bad experience with a Volkswagen and say all Volkswagens are a piece of junk, but Volkswagen has been in business. They had a little scandal that happened last year with, emissions or whatnot, but just because you have a bad experience, just because you bought a lemon, doesn't mean the whole thing is wrong. And this is foolish. This is foolishness. And for kings to kneel, for a king to kneel before a baby, this isn't manly, they say. They say this is foolish. This is very stupid, and this is foolish. To say that she was a virgin, she got pregnant by the Holy Spirit, and a man stood by her side who wasn't the dad, and that there were oxen and sheep, donkeys. This is what we call the folly of the cross. And I have met many men who suffer from their identity as Christians, how to be businessmen, how to be badasses, how does it all fit together in a puzzle? If you want to find out, apply to come to my live pilgrimage event. Initially, it'll probably be a 3 or 4 day event. Eventually, want to make it a 7-day event, or have 2 options. One will be Washington, D.C., one in San Antonio, Texas, area. If you're East Coast, Central, or West Coast, I'm giving you 3 options. If you want to see one of these cities, I'm giving you an option. They each have their own independent gifts and beautiful things that we're going to offer. But I'm going to help men to embrace, encounter, resolve, break free, and deal with the foolishness and be real men. Be real men of God. To find their authentic position, their authentic place. If you're a man who's suffering with his place with God, you know somebody who is. This is not for everybody. I'm going to take like 7 men, maybe, per event. It has to be people that come from a background of knowing Jesus Christ and being baptized. And some of these events will be exclusive for those who've come from a background of confirmation, Holy Communion, and confession. You know what these mean. They're going to be the most special events. To embrace their masculinity and to embrace the divinity of God and to form and strengthen their personal relationship. It's going to be an amazing thing. It's going to be unconventional, but it's going to be centered around each one of us and Jesus Christ and how it all makes sense in body and soul. Now I'm wearing my gear from the Next Level Experience, where I was just a trainer. Like I said, it's about 18 degrees out here. It's pretty cold. Well, you can't see it, but I'm training myself. Like I mentioned before, I laid out on a frozen lake with no shirt. I was barefoot today walking in the snow. Why? Well, I was introduced to Wim Hof. They call him the Iceman or Wolf of Ice. He's got records for... My hand's shaking. You guys are probably getting nauseous. It's my body reacting to the cold, but I can embrace that. And I am allowing the cold to be a trainer and to teach me how to deal with the pain of numb hands, how to let my body not shiver so much. You know, life can be painful, like the cold is right now. And if all I do is I tell myself how painful the cold is, do you think I'm going to be able to put up with it? If all I do is focus on the fact of it's freezing, it's so cold, I want to be inside, I want to be warm. Like, even listen to my voice, it's getting colder and colder because I'm focusing on how cold it is. But the minute that I say, man, I love the snow, it's so beautiful, I'm learning something, I can breathe through this. You can learn to deal with the cold, and you don't become such a victim to it. So many of us have become victims to the pains in our life. And I just want to be a visual representation. Don't worry, I'm not taking my clothes off, but my events are going to teach you, and I'm going to do it by example, how to embrace your pain, how to find the gift. These are things that I've learned through Raul and his Edge Level Experience events. Allow life's pains. Embrace them. what happens when life's pains come and get us? We put on our jackets, we cover up, we avoid it. We go inside, we turn on the heat, watch TV, and watch movies about the snow. But we end up avoiding the pain. I'm here in Connecticut. I'm a pilgrim of life, a man on a mission to inspire, to educate, and to motivate people to live, to learn, and to love their Christian faith as men. Unconventional, to be real, to be raw, to make a difference. That's the ultimate breakthrough. So apply, email me, let me hear your story. We'll see if this is a good fit for you. In the meantime, God bless you. And keep being a fool. There's a war out there. And it might look like we're on the losing side. There's a lot of bad news going around, a lot of criticism, a lot of character assassination. That's the world we're in right now. So, God bless you. And I've got a lot of training to do because clearly I'm still shaking. But remember, it's 17 degrees out here. However, I have a lot to learn. Thank you, Raul, for the Next Level Experience, transforming my life more and more every day. If you want to learn more about it, check out the link below and see if it's for you. God bless you. Mario St. Francis, peace out.